I'll see you first. That's your best, huh?
So, it makes sense to me that AZURA, being the goddess of Twilight, would be a master of both light magic and shadow magic, right? So, I'm using a combination of healing magic, which we're gonna call light, and these draining shroud, well, the draining shroud in particular, the draining spells from Triumvirate Shadow Mage. So this basically allows us to suck health and magicka out of nearby enemies. We also have some consecrated ground, which is also light, technically, being fire and sun. So that does some damage in the area as well. We also have dragon hide for some extra defense. Candlelight, obviously, if you can control light and shadow, that would make sense. Pull through shadows, great spell. Really nice for disrupting, especially archers. Draw them to you, they get staggered, you attack them, and so on. I'm also using a bound sword because AZURA is known for Conjuration, specifically soul trapping. So I have the soul trap perks for that, although I didn't end up using soul trap like the trapped souls for anything. You could always use it for enchanting if you choose to do that. And then we got the healing and stuff as well. Now for stats, I went, for most of the game I went 2 magicka to 1 health and started feeling a little squishy. So I put the 50-point bonus from Alter Self in the attributes thing in Alteration. I put that into magicka, and then kept pushing health up towards 300. And for perks, let's take a look. We got basically just the bound weapon perks up to Hollow Binding. I didn't go to Dark Whispers, although that isn't completely unreasonable, and I do have lots of perks, of course. Lots of perk points, I should say. Cold Harbor and Necromancer didn't apply to this particular build, but this isn't too bad. Get extra attack damage. You can do that if you like. Destruction, all I did was Mastery and Raw Power, which increases the effect of the draining spells. For Restoration, kind of branched out in each direction. Got mastery, dual casting. I did the spirit tutors, pilgrim, and shrine blessings for the extra boost to AZURA's shrine blessing, which is 10% magic resistance. I also, because I'm a dark elf, I have 50% magic resistance, and well, we'll get to the alteration thing. Actually, I'm just going to tell you right now. I did, for resistances, I did frost and shock, since I had so much magic resistance already. I also have a 25% magic resistance because I'm using the Lord Stone. So lots of resistances. Also, on the restoration tree, I did go up. I was planning on using false light. Well, I wanted respite for because I, for some reason, decided to turn her into a spellsword of sorts. I did do false light, but false light. The false light perks in Ordinator do not work very well with mysticism healing spells. I got a lot of enemies resisting spells, and false light does not apply to, at least I don't think so. As far as I could tell, it does not apply to concentration spells, and mysticism turns a lot of the healing spells into concentration spells. So that's a bit of a downside there. For alteration, we got mastery, wild shrines, and Wellok's dormant arcana. I applied a magic regeneration. Magic regeneration. I think magic resistance. I can't remember what the third one is. To an armor spell. So whenever I have an armor spell going on, I get those bonuses. And I used Akado's Recital to cast Dragonhide, and that's what activated that. And we also have the Spellblade stuff, because I did decide to go with Spellblade, so we do more damage with our weapon when we have a spell in our hand. We, when we cast a spell, reduces armor, and whenever you attack with a weapon, it reduces magic resistances. Again, another playing into AZURA from Winter Sun has a lot of stuff going on with magic resistance, both resistance for herself and cutting down enemies' magic resistance, so that's all really nice. Already talked about resistances and attributes. That was Magicka, and finally kind of playing in also into the whole, interfering with the enemy's magic stuff. I went for Nullifier to project a 25-foot of nullifying magic and stamina regeneration. And one-handed, I did Mastery, Furious Strength, Disciplined Fighter. I did all 3 of Clash of Champions and 2 in Crosscut. I did consider doing Falling Sword as well for the bleed damage, but honestly, most enemies are not lasting long enough for me to even make use of that. Sideways power attacks. I mean, you could do this kind of stuff too if you want, but it's not primarily a sword. We're kind of, leaning more towards the magic and not so much for the sword. And finally, light armor, just increasing our defenses a little bit, because I felt a little squishy, to be honest. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, let's go kill some stuff.